Hey there tech fans, Rick here again with another review, and today I have the Orei EX130C HDMI extender kit. This product makes it incredibly easy for you to share any HDMI media source with a second location up to 130 feet away in full high definition 1080p resolution over a single Cat6 cable. The product also employs the very latest in power over cable technology, which means a single power supply is all you'll need to operate the entire solution. Now, as part of this review, next I'll do an unboxing of the product just to show you all the components that are included with the kit, and then I'll explain what each of those components do and what connections you'll need to make to use it with your own equipment, and then I'll come back and point out a few things to keep in mind if you're in the market for an HDMI extension kit like this, so you can compare this one to others you may be considering. So stay tuned, and next we'll do the unboxing and then the overview. Inside the kit, you'll find the transmitter module, receiver module, a 5-volt DC power supply. This end plugs into any standard wall outlet. The other end has a USB-A port on it. Also included is a power cable, full-size USB-A on this end and a micro USB on this end. This plugs into the power supply, the micro USB plugs into the transmitter, and that's all the power you'll need for the entire system. Also included is a warranty card and a full instruction manual with specifications and diagrams you'll need to understand how to connect this to your own equipment. Both the transmitter and receiver modules feature high-impact plastic cases, which makes them light and extremely durable. And the small size of the EX130C makes it the perfect choice anywhere you need to extend an HDMI connection. On the one end of the transmitter module, you'll find a full-size HDMI port. That's an input port that gets connected to the media device that you'd like to share content from with that secondary location. To the right of that is a power indicator. The minute you add power to this module, it starts an internal power on self-test to check the electronics, and once it passes that test, it'll light that LED letting you know the module's ready to use. To the right of that is a micro USB port. That's the power port, and that's used with the included cable and power supply. You'll plug the micro USB end of the cable in here, plug it into the power supply, and plug that into the wall, and that's all the power you'll need to operate both these modules. On the other end of the transmitter module is a full-size LAN port. That's where one end of the Cat6 cable between them plugs in. On the receiver module, you'll find another full-size LAN port. That's for the other end of the Cat6 cable between them, and a switch that you can use to adjust the output power of that transmission. When it's to the right, that's less than 65 feet. When it's to the left, it's up to 130 feet. On the other end of the receiver module is a full-size HDMI port. This is an output port that plugs into the monitor you're going to use at that secondary location to enjoy that content. I hope you found that helpful. Here are a few things to keep in mind if you're in the market for an HDMI extension kit like this one. I'll also point out a few things that really differentiate the Orei EX130C from a lot of other solutions you may be considering. And the first has to do with its smaller size. When you compare this to a lot of the HDMI extender kits on the market, you'll find that a lot of those competing kits have really big modules, and they may be metal, they may require extra power supplies. When you look at this kit, both the transmitter and receiver modules are tiny. And that speaks to the engineering prowess of Orei, where over the generations of development, they've been building these products for quite some time, they're able to miniaturize the technology that actually enables that video transmission between those two locations. And that may seem like a tiny bit of difference, but when you're trying to hide those bigger, bulkier modules behind your TV setup or in the remote location, it can be tricky to hide those. When you've got smaller ones like this, they almost disappear, which makes them perfect for any installation. The next thing to consider is the resolution that the system can support. This one can fully support high-definition 1080p media content. Now, there are systems on the market, Orei makes a few, and there are other competitors out there that can deliver 4K content, but it's really important you understand the resolution of the media product you're going to transmit and the display you're going to watch it on, because if you've got a 4K media player and a 4K display, this is going to bring it down to 1080p, so you probably want to look for a 4K system. But if your media player is 1080p and your display is 1080p and you buy a 4K system, you're spending way too much money for something that's going to actually down-res it to 1080p anyway. So understand what the resolution of your media player is and what the display resolution is, and buy the appropriate kit. And again, 1080p is perfectly fine for most of the content you're going to want to watch, and you can save a lot of money by broadcasting at 1080p. The next thing to consider is the power over cable technology, which is something that's built into this unit. And what that means essentially is a single power supply plugged into the transmitter module is all the power you'll need to operate both modules. And what happens there is the transmitter module will transmit the power required for that secondary module over that same Cat6 LAN cable. So the minute you plug the LAN cable in between them, the power required for this module is sent over that cable, and they both operate off a single power supply. A lot of the kits out there require two power supplies, one at the receiver and one at the transmitter, which again doesn't seem like a big deal, but it means you've got to go hunting around for another power outlet at both those locations to plug them in. You've got twice the chances of a power supply going bad. Another advantage to the Orei is they're using a standard USB charger and a standard full-size USB-A to micro USB cable, which means if this ever gets bad, you can replace it with another USB unit. If the cable ever goes bad, you can replace that easily. The best part is some of the media players that are out there today will actually support a USB-A connection. So a lot of the game consoles and some of the newer DVD players actually have USB-A ports on the back of them. You don't even need to use the power supply at that point. You can plug this into any standard USB-A port, plug this into the transmitter module, and that's all the power you'll require to operate it. And that's pretty much all I had. Now, this is a really nice little kit. It's really easy to use. Everything you need to get started is included with it. And with a couple of simple connections, you can really have this thing up and running in no time. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope you found this helpful. And until next time, stay nerdy.